So let us start propositional logic. So first come the definition of proposition. What is a proposition? A proposition is a statement that is either true or false but cannot be both at the same time. So what it is saying, that a proposition is a statement such that it is either true or false, right? So it will be either true or it will be false, but it cannot be true and false both at the same time. So here we notice one thing. When we say proposition, it has two properties. First, it will have a truth value. Second, it will be either true or false, but it cannot be true and false both at the same time. So let us take some examples. Suppose this is a statement 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. This is a mathematical statement. Now, is it a proposition? So first, is there any truth value here? The answer is yes. And what is the truth value? It is true. Right? So this statement has a definite truth value which is true. So we can say that this is a proposition. The second one, is it a proposition? 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. So this is a statement that has a truth value and it has a definite truth value. And what is the truth value? It is false. So we can say that this is a proposition, because we said a proposition is a statement which is either true or false. So it can be true, it can be false, but it cannot be true and false both at the same time. Next one, Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal. So this is a statement and it has a truth value, because either Kolkata will be a capital of West Bengal or Kolkata will be not capital of West Bengal. It is not possible that Kolkata will be a capital of West Bengal and not capital of West Bengal at the same time, right? Either it will be a capital of West Bengal or it will be not the capital of West Bengal. So this is a proposition, and this proposition has a definite truth value because we know that Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal. Fourth one, Kolaghat is the capital of India. So this is a statement, and does it have a truth value? The answer is yes. Either Kolaghat will be the capital of India or Kolaghat will be not the capital of India, right? But it is not possible that Kolaghat will be both capital of India and not capital of India at the same time. So this is a proposition, and of course it has a definite truth value, and the truth value is false. Fifth one, the earth is flat. So this is a proposition with a definite truth value of false. What about the last one? Ram is a good boy. Try to understand whether this is a proposition or not. See, this is a statement, and what this statement is saying, Ram is a good boy. So Ram is a definite person. So is it possible that Ram is a good boy and not good boy, that means bad boy, at the same time? The answer is no. Either Ram will be a good boy or Ram will be a bad boy, right? So it's not possible that Ram will be good and bad at the same time. So by our definition, this is a proposition. But there is a difference between this proposition and these propositions. What is the difference? These propositions have a definite truth value, but this proposition does not have a definite truth value, because you do not know who is the Ram, but Ram is some definite person, right? So Ram can be a good boy, Ram can be a bad boy, right? So we do not know what will be the truth value of this. It can be true, it can be false, but it will never happen that Ram will be good and bad at the same time. So this is a proposition which has no definite truth value. So the point is, it is not important whether a statement will have a definite truth value or not. It is only important that this statement must have a truth value, and it will be either true or it will be false, but it cannot be both at the same time. Now we must give some examples of statements that are not propositions, otherwise the concept will be not clear. Let us consider these examples. Suppose I say x plus 1 is equal to 2. So this is a mathematical statement. Now we have to understand whether this is a proposition or not. See, x is a variable and x can have any value, right? So if x can have any value, if I put x is equal to 1, then 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, which is true. But if I put x is equal to 0, 0 plus 1 is equal to 2 will be false. So you can see that this statement can be true and false both at the same time depending on the value of x. So by our definition, this is not a proposition. So one thing we understand that if we have a statement that contains a variable, it will be not a proposition because the truth value of the statement will depend what value is bounded with the variable. Similarly, you can see this is a statement, a mathematical statement that contains variables. X plus y is equal to z. If I put x0, y0, z0, then we have 0 plus 0 equal to 0, which is true. But if I put x0, y1, z0, it will be false. So this one can be true and false both at the same time depending on the value of x, y, z. So this statement has 3 variables, this statement has only 1 variable, but it's not important how many variables you have, because if you contain at least 1 variable, it will be not a proposition. Next one is not a mathematical statement. Here it is saying sit down. Can you assign a truth value with this statement? Someone is asking sit down. Can you say it's true or false? So we cannot say it's true or false because it's kind of an instruction. So if you have an instruction, you cannot attach a truth value with such a statement. Now with respect to English grammar, this type of statements are called imperative statements. So imperative statements are not propositions. Next one is what time is it? So it's basically a question, right? So it's an interrogative statement, and if someone is asking you what time is it, can you assign a truth value with the question? We cannot do this because if someone is asking some question, you cannot assign a truth value with the question. So if you have a question, it is not a proposition. Oh my God, this is exclamatory, right? So some exclamation you are giving that oh my God, and such a statement cannot have any truth value. So this is not a proposition. So the point here is with respect to English grammar, if you have imperative statements or interrogative statements or exclamatory statements, these are not propositions because you cannot assign any truth value with this type of statements. But if you have a declarative sentence, so in the last examples, these are all declarative, you are declaring something, these declarative sentences can be assigned with a truth value. But not all declarative sentences can be propositions, because if a declarative sentence contains variable, it is not a proposition. What about the last one? He is a good boy. Is it a proposition or is it not a proposition? See here, he actually means this he can be anybody. So instead of saying he, you can replace with X. X is a good boy. So the moment you say this, that means this is a declarative sentence, of course, but it is containing a variable, right? So if you have a variable, it is not a proposition because this he or this X can be anybody. So whether this will be true or false, it depends on this variable. Now you can compare this statement with the last statement. Here, Ram is a good boy. So what we have done here, that in place of X, or in place of he, we have put a definite person Ram. The moment you put a definite person, then you can definitely say that either this person will be good or this person will be bad. But it cannot be possible that this Ram will be good and bad at the same time, which is not possible here because he can be anybody. So if I put Ram, he can be a good boy. If I put Sam, he can be bad boy. So it's totally depend on he, which is nothing but a variable. So this is what we have understood here, that a proposition is a statement that has a truth value, and the truth value has to be either true or false. It cannot be true and false both at the same time. And what type of sentences or statements are propositions? It must be a declarative sentence, provided there is no variables in the declarative sentences. Next is propositional variables. A propositional variable is a variable used to denote a proposition. A propositional variable is usually denoted with alphabets P, Q, R, S. So we know we can denote a variable with alphabets, and if you have a proposition, you can denote a proposition shortly using a variable. So I am at home. Is it a proposition? Definitely it's a proposition, because either I'll be at home or I'll be not at home. So it will be either true or false. It cannot be possible that I am home and I am not at home at the same time. So definitely this is a proposition, and we are denoting this proposition by P, where P is the propositional variable. Similarly, it is raining. Is it a proposition? The answer is yes, because either it is raining or it is not raining, right? So it can be either true or false. It cannot be possible that it is true and false at the same time. That means it is raining and not raining at the same time. It is not possible, right? So either it will be true or it will be false. And this proposition we are denoting with a proposition variable Q. So we are going to use these propositional variables to generate more propositions. Constructing propositions. So we are going to construct new propositions from given propositions. So given propositions, it can be a single proposition, it can be more than one proposition. A new proposition, which is also called compound proposition, can be constructed using logical operators or connectives. So these logical operators or connectives, you already know that negation, that is not, conjunction, that means and, disjunction, or. These are the three basic logical connectives or operators we already know, and they are usually denoted using this way in propositional logic. There are other two logical operators, implication and bidirectional. We will discuss this in the next lecture. Now let us see how to form new propositions using negation first. Now the negation of proposition P is a propositional variable, is denoted by not P. So negation of P is denoted by not P and has the following truth table. Why I can draw a truth table for a proposition? Because we know a proposition has a truth value, right? It can be either true, it can be false. So we can draw a truth table for a proposition, and there is some proposition which is denoted by a propositional variable. So we put the propositional variable here, and it can be either true or it can be false. Then what will be not P? Not P is nothing but the negation of the proposition. So not P means P is true, not P will be false. If P is false, not P will be true, just the opposite. Now if we consider an example, suppose P is I am at home. This is the proposition. Then what is not P? How to write the not P? So P means I am at home, not of this. Not means it is not the case that I am at home. Or we can say it's not true that I am at home. Or simply we can say that I am not at home. Right? So if P means I am at home, not P means I am not at home. So this is the negation of this given proposition. So we can generate a new proposition from a given proposition using negation. And if this is true, this will be false. If this is false, this will be true. Next one, conjunction. The conjunction of propositions P and Q is denoted by P and Q. You know this is and has the following truth table. So we put P, Q here, and this is P and Q. So all possible truth values we can put. So if P is true, Q is true, then P and Q is true. If P is true, Q is false, then P and Q will be false. If P is false, Q is true, then P and Q is false. And if P and Q both are false, P and Q will be false. So we can easily remember that in case of AND or conjunction, we can only have true when both P and Q are true. All in other cases it will be false. Example, P is I am at home, Q is it is raining. Then what we write? P and Q means I am at home and it is raining. And what will be the truth value of P and Q? It will depend on this truth table. Now suppose if P is true, Q is false. That means suppose you are at your home and you are giving this statement, I am at home. So you are speaking the truth because you are at home and you are saying that I am at home. So P is true. And suppose outside is not raining, but you are saying this statement that it is raining. So that means you are saying false. Then Q will be false. Then what will be the truth value of P and Q? So P is true, Q is false. So true and false will be false. So when I say I am at home and it is raining, the total truth value of this compound proposition will be false because one of them is false. Next one is the disjunction of propositions P and Q is denoted by P or Q and has the following truth value. So here if P is true, Q is true, P or Q is true, P is true, Q is false, it is true, P is false, Q is true, it is true, both are false, then only it becomes false. So in case of disjunction or, you only have a false value when both of P and Q are false, otherwise it will be always true. So when I say P is I am at home, Q is it is raining, P or Q, I will say like this, that I am at home or it is raining. And what will be the truth value? It will depend on this table. For example, so if P is true, Q is false, that means I am at home, it is true, you are at your home, but it is not raining, but you are saying it is raining, it is false. Then what will be the truth value of this? So P is true, Q is false, but true or false is true. So when I say I am at home or it is raining, then the truth value of this compound proposition will be true because one of them is true. Let us come to the first assignment. Let P is I am at home, Q is it is raining, R I am using umbrella. So these are three propositions denoted with three propositional variables. Write the following compound propositions in English sentence. First one, P and not Q. So you have to write the English sentence using these propositions. B, not P. C, P and Q or not R. Second question, write down the truth table of the proposition P and not Q. Can you write down the truth table of P and not Q? When I say proposition, it's basically a compound proposition, but in future we will only say proposition instead of compound proposition. The third question is, find which of the following are propositions. So here there are some statements. You have to find which are basically propositions as per definition. That is the end of lecture 1.